Hello everybody and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we are currently busily ratcheting up the world tension so that things start to happen. Now, things have started to happen. We have taken over 2 nations thus far, and we're at 12% world tension as of right now. Now, the 2 nations we've taken over, they're not very relevant nations, right? Oh, we have some special projects we can start doing. Cool. So that means that we need to get some scientists assigned here. We need to recruit some scientists, and let's see, we need kind of one of each, but we don't have all of the facilities done yet. So we need a naval facility. We'll do Gilad Weinberg here. Okay. No. I want you down. No, this is right. This is right. Never mind. Now we want somebody who has a plane expertise, like Daniel Levin here. So that'll be fine. We don't have the political power to recruit another scientist. So that's understood. We're going to need 175 political power total. So that's fine. And yeah, we haven't finished our nuclear facility yet. Okay. So that's absolutely fine for right now. We do have an available special project, apparently. But it requires a scientist to start. So we need to get some political power going for that. That's okay. Yeah, I know we have facilities with unassigned scientists. We just don't have the scientists for them yet. We'll get there. So that's all fine. And of course, we're idling our civilian factories, which is less fine. We can put at least some of them to work on developing our intelligence agency. So that sounds good. And at this point, we're just going to take over Bazin in how long? Only a couple of days. Okay, cool. So there's improved land forts finished. For the time being, that's not that big of a factor for us, but it probably will be eventually. We'll take advanced land forts set. Sounds good. And we have an infantry division that's unassigned. We'll get that assigned and headed out to his location. So that seems absolutely okay. We have massive overkill over here. We don't expect any significant difficulty with taking this over. It will ratchet up the world tension. So we need to be thinking about how we want to manage the world tension going forward, but I don't think this war is going to be the big concerning one. 25% is the threshold that we're first going to be concerned about. We're going to be really concerned about the 50% threshold. So that's understood. I want to immediately start working on justifying on Yamama, and that's a lot of political power. We can't start this yet. Okay. To be honest, we're probably best off to claim both of these, even though it'll take 80 additional days. But for right now, I just want to attack here. Let's give it 1 day tick. We need a lot of political power. So I think we're actually going to be forced to chill a little bit just out of political power at this moment. So this is going to be 4% world tension. That's fine. And in we go. We've already won. The war is over. Okay. We just need to finish traveling. Okay, there we go. War is over. Not much of a war, but we knew it wouldn't be. So that's fine. We've got this tank division, which should get assigned here for now. And we have a research slot available. So I would like to come in here. I would love to start getting like the 43 medium. I think we're going to skip the 43 medium and go straight for modern tank later. But for now, we'll get that going because that's a prerequisite. So that will be fine. And we're at war. No, we're not. The war is over. We never got the end war screen, did we? Why didn't we? Is this a bug? Maybe it's just taking a minute. There it is. Okay. So we're going to take Gondar here, of course, and we'll submit that demand, and that's all we can take. So there we go. We'll confirm and exit. So that puts us at 16% world tension. We're going to have to chill for a moment here, not because we're scared of the world tension, but because we don't have a choice. We are required to chill at this time. So that is, you know, unfortunate. We'll just go ahead and get this operation set up here and prepared. That's okay. That's our next plan. Now, we need a new national focus, and we are going to go for collectivist ethos. There we go. So that seems fine for now. Oh, we're at 168 political power. We got a bunch of political power from finishing up political effort. 120. Okay, so that is actually a big, big boon for us. That means that we can start this timer by justifying here. And if we justify on both of these, I think because we have a claim on both, that will generate less world tension overall, even though this is going to be a long justification, no matter how we slice it. Okay, let's get started on it. We should at least get the timer ticking. So now what we want to do with our political power, now that that timer is ticking, we want to hop over here, and we want to get our land warfare facility to have a scientist. So this is going to be land warfare, which means ram it here. So we'll get him recruited. I noticed this previously. We had 56 political power, and it said it was going to cost 50, and it took all of our political power. Here, it took 75. It costed 75 political power, and we had 77, and it took us down to 0. So that's odd. Maybe that's a bug too. I don't know. So we need a nuclear scientist. This is going to cost 100 political power, and we're just going to have to wait on that. But we can start one of these special projects, and that's fine. I'm going to start Stronghold Network. So we'll get going on that, and we can start a project for... Actually, getting radar going would be fantastic. For now, we don't have an available project here. We need a breakthrough, and that's okay. So that seems fine. We need a new research slot going in here. This is going to be Engineer Company 3. That'll be fine. And we can grab ourselves a trait here. So for our motorized manufacturer, we basically can just take bulletproof panels. That's the only option. So that sounds good for now. And we do still have this facility with an unassigned scientist, but we need to wait for our political power to come up. So that's fine for now. We do have some potential logistics issues out over here. So we want to motorize this. We definitely want to motorize this, and this. And honestly, that should get us decent coverage. We do, however, need to have high-level railways connecting all of these hubs. And I'm going to just do something like this, and then have that connect in over to here like that. Make sure that this connects up to our primary network hub like this. There we go. So that's connected over this way. Then we can make sure that this is level 5, and this is level 5, and this is level 5. So that connects all of that in. This out over here is not, you know, phenomenal. I'm just going to do this and this, I guess. I wanted it to connect like this, but it didn't want to do that. I guess this is okay. And then we can have this be a level 5 as well. So we'll get all of that upgraded on up and make sure that we have good solid logistics over here, but it looks mostly fine. So that's not a major problem. We'll just let that work, and that will keep our civilian factories busy for a little bit anyway. So we have advanced anti-air level 3 done. That, of course, means that we want to swap immediately and start stockpiling level 3 anti-air here. So advanced anti-air like that. We also want to grab advanced anti-tank immediately. That's only 90 days to research. Let's get going on that. And with the manufacturer, it's only 84. So that's very neat. But this is going to be a long justification. 480 days. I'm not sure why this one's so much longer, but it very much is. That's fine. That does give us time for our world tension to drop. It's not actually a problem. We have free civilian factories again. No shockers there. We may want to just take a look at building infrastructure in some of these new locations if we need to. We don't. There's no infrastructure to be built. I wish we could build out over here, but it's impassable. I wish it would show up as, like, gray instead of showing as, oh, you need to build here, but no, we can't build here. So, alas, nothing to be done there. So that's fine for now. And what resources are there out over here? Nothing at all for Yamama. Okay, we'll just be cleaning up the map a little bit. There is some tungsten down in Thais, which we are interested in getting our hands on. But for now, we don't need it exactly. We're kind of low on our tungsten, but we do have a surplus. So that seems relatively fine for now. We're, of course, still working on rolling out a lot of these upgrades, and that'll be fine for the moment. Yeah, a lot of upgrades working on being rolled out here. I want to get 6 more military factories. I want to max out our production of infantry equipment on what we have here. So let's get 6 additional military factories built somewhere. I don't really care where. So here's 1, 2, hang on, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. No, that's 5. That's 6. No, this is 2. Never mind. There we go. So that's 6. That should be fine. That will just get what we've got there going just fine. We are, of course, still making intermediate tanks, and we're going to keep making intermediate tanks until we get the modern tank going. So that'll be fine for now. Everything else here, planes and ships notwithstanding, everything else here is pretty decent in terms of its technological level. We need to get the improved anti-tank up to level 3 as soon as possible, but we will have that very, very soon. So we just finished up a technology here. I don't know what tech this was. We can grab Concentrated Industry 5 here, but I'm going to grab Excavation instead. So that looks good for now. Beautiful. Now we can't push into Ukraine over here. We can push into West Ajuran, though, theoretically. Never mind, they're a puppet of Ukraine. So we are cut off by Ukraine over here, France over here. We've got Z03, the classic African country, Z03. And that's something we could go after. We could go after Wandala. We could probably go after Mali. Yeah. But most of this out over here, we just don't want to go after yet. Breton, Senegal? It's a puppet of Brittany. I don't know where Brittany is. They're not in Brittany. So there's that. Okay, so at this point, we know that we've got a couple of other countries we can go after here. We can expand out this direction pretty significantly. Maybe we can take on Golden Horde overall. We probably could take on Golden Horde without making everyone super angry. I mean, they get angry eventually. There's a lot of little guys out over here, though, that I want to clean up. And that's going to be our goal for the moment. But for now, of course, our current goal is this. But in the meantime, we're going to see this kind of enforced break, causing us to have significant world tension reduction. That's not a bad thing. That's actually kind of a good thing for us, in a roundabout sort of way. So this is all fine for the moment. We're going to want to upgrade these tanks eventually, but for now, it seems okay. So we're going to need 100 political power to get this going. And we want to do this right at 100 because it appears to just take all of our political power for some reason. So that's definitely something to think about. Good thing we haven't had significantly over the amount needed. But yeah, we're going to take nationalism here. We can't go the internationalism route, and we don't want to anyway. We're going to go nationalism, militarism, which gives us 2% recruitable population, which is very good. Military youth, giving us an additional recruitable population percent. And paramilitarism, which is division training time reduction and supply combat penalties on core territory, minus 15%. Okay. And then ideological fanaticism, 5% war support, which is solid, and division attack and defense on core territory, which is pretty good too. So all of this is very, very solid. We definitely want to make our way through that. However, this is not going to happen this episode. We're not going to get this done this episode, almost certainly. We need to cruise through here. We have a prototype decision available here, and what do we want to go for? Land warfare, 10%. Or Stronghold Network and 70 experience. We'll oversee the work personally. Sounds good. So I don't have anything available here. We need a breakthrough, and that's fine. We're at 84 political power, and at this moment, I think all we can do is bring this up to speed 5, which I'm going to do for the moment. There's not a lot going on right now. We're going to take it up to speed 5, and we are going to, well, grab a new research here. Recon Company finished. These are pretty ahead of time, but Signal Company is actually doubled in its speed. I think for now, though, we can take war austerity trains. That'll be fine. But we absolutely want to get this scientist in as soon as possible. So that's going to be, like, probably not tomorrow, but actually now it's definitely tomorrow. So now we're at exactly 100. This is when we want to recruit this. Now we need a nuclear scientist, and that's Simcha. Perfect. So she's now working on breakthrough progress, and that looks good. So that's now done, and we're just kind of chilling at this moment, waiting for our war goal to finish up. We've got a long ways to go on that. That's fine. We're actually not upset about this in the slightest. We have free military factories. That's slightly surprising. I'll just toss that into infantry equipment as well. So for now, that seems okay. Advanced land forts has finished up, as well as advanced anti-tank, and that means we have work to do. Specifically, I want to grab advanced artillery upgrade. This is essentially maxing out the stats of our artillery. And then I want to hop into here. We'll grab advanced coastal fortifications. We can start working on, like, coastal forts and land forts, but again, the main problem is we don't know where the battle lines are going to be. We don't know what the factions are going to look like. So that is definitely problematic. We need to change our improved anti-tank to advanced anti-tank, which will get started pumping those out. And I guess while we're waiting, we may as well just start queuing up coastal forts to make it more difficult to naval invade us. Like, we're not doing anything else with our civilian factories, so I guess? Why not, right? Sure, we'll just get it started, and we can just have these queued up. It doesn't matter where. Top or bottom, completely irrelevant. Okay, so something like that, and then I want to get the rest of our African coastline starting up over here, but we need to remember we've got this little area here and our European holdings. Now, some of these are in our vassal states. That's okay. I don't mind building in our vassal states right now. That will reduce their autonomy. So that sounds good. So we'll just get Africa completed for now, but that's nationalism focus done. Let's grab militarism, and that'll be fine. And I want to definitely be continuing work on these naval forts for now. Not that we're actually going to actively defend these, at least not anytime soon. So that's, you know, kind of a concern. Okay, so we'll just do something kind of like that, and then we'll start going up this way. We do have a fair amount of coastline up over here. Cyprus is under our control. We've got this little section of Anatolia here, and we've got this little Greek area. There we go. And then we've got a smattering of things out over here for some reason. I don't even remember why we have those, but we do. And we are just going to grab Italy next. We're just about done getting these coastal forts queued up. Now, these coastal forts, they're going to build pretty quickly. There's advanced medium tank being done. And do we want to just start working on modern tank? I think we'll hold off on it. We've got these over here, and let's just get going on those for now. They're going to be kind of long, but that's okay for now. We are going to have more techs finishing up pretty soon, and that's understood. Malta is under our control, so let's just grab all of this over here. Engineering Company 3, sure. And we'll grab Armored Train. Might as well. So more construction of coastal forts. That's going to, of course, be out over here in Italy. So we're just going to head up this coast here, and we're almost done getting these queued up. This will just keep our civilian factories busy for a little while anyway. And that is absolutely fine. Advanced artillery upgrade finishes. We'll get another upgrade going there in a moment. I just want to get these all done. And we missed a spot here. Did we miss a spot anywhere that we know of? I mean, out over here. So that's fine. We can just get that going. No problem. Basra is not apparently under our control, but we can just do something kind of like that. Okay, so that seems fine for now. That is underway. Now, we need to get another upgrade going here. We've just about maxed out. Actually, we have maxed out our artillery at this moment until we start going like down over here, right? But that requires additional things. Rocket artillery, I'm not going to bother with at this moment, and we'll probably come back and get that later. As far as infantry goes, honestly, it's 43. We can grab these. So let's get going on that. That'll be perfect. Excellent. We do have a doctrine that we can do for our air doctrine. Do we want to go with air superiority, or do we want to go with interception? We want the air superiority. Excellent. Okay, so we have a couple of infantry divisions that can get sorted in. There we go. And it will take us a while to get all of the coastal forts built up. Once those are done, we might start building land forts in all of our provinces or something. I don't know. That'll make it really annoying to take back any territory that we lose, but it'll also make it really difficult to lose territory that we're actively defending. So there's that. So we have these 2 armored divisions here. We're going to put those down here. Excellent. We've almost got a full armored army at this point. There's War Austerity Train finished, and from here we could definitely start thinking about grabbing basically anything. I'll just grab this quick. Perfect. Our high priority researches are starting to end. Now, civilian trains are considered outdated at this moment, and we should run War Austerity trains. There we go. Militarism has been finished, and we want to grab military youth next. Perfect. So we're going to be mobilizing up to 7% at this moment, which is absolutely huge. We're very, very happy about that. Excavation 5. That's another thing that we're very, very, very glad for. I think Concentrated Industry 5, let's get that out of the way. We also have another doctrine for our Superior Firepower Doctrine. There's no choice here. All we can do is regimental combat teams, and that seems fine. Perfect. So we can grab anti-air layout, sure, giving us anti-air screen, but that doesn't, really do anything. Our ships are irrelevant at this moment. So there is that. We've got this infantry equipment manufacturer, absolutely additional production efficiency cap and output cost reduction. Done. Very happy to have that done. Okay. Advanced coastal fortifications, finishing. And what do we need next? Well, we're done with all of our fortification researches, other than our special project, I suppose. Let's grab improved fire control system. That'll be fine for now. How are we doing on our justification? Okay, if this was a normal length justification, it would be finishing up right about now. Unfortunately for us, it's not, and we're only halfway through. So there's that. There's this infantry division. I'm going to slot that in right here. Of course, we've got our paratroopers that are just kind of chilling, but that's fine for now. Okay, well, there's not a lot to be done at this moment other than, all of this, right? And that's going to take a while to get through. I'm okay with that. So for the time being, that's fine. Basic fire control system has finished up. So next up, we're going to grab the advanced fire control system. Perfect. And we have access to another doctrine here. Mechanized offensive. Sure. Absolutely fine. So this is another armored division finishing training, and we're going to get that sent down. Perfect. And we can see our manpower is definitely doing a lot better now. I think we're net positive on our manpower, assuming we're not taking, massive casualties. But just with our training, it's 51.8k that is in training, and I think it takes more than 5 months to train. So that should be net positive. Improved fire control system has finished. We didn't expect these to take very long. And we can definitely start working on this. Research speed plus 4%. Sure. We'll take that. Okay, so we've got these 2 infantry divisions here. They can go there. And we just finished military youth. We'll now take paramilitarism. Perfect. So that now means that we have 8%. That almost doubles our conscription amount. Not quite, but close. That's remarkable. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to finish up this justification, and we're going to conquer this. It's not going to be a big deal. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including ALS Gamer, Dark Horse, Ethan Feldman, Upper Cumberland Gamers, Nick Smarty, Punching the Microphone, The Lounge STL, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.